Hey yo! I'm gonna talk about Australian politics some more. See, I sexually identify as a postmodernist, neo-Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, Trotskyist, Stirnerist, anarcho-feminist, 17th positionist, Kaczynskiist. Or to simplify, I flip at the burger. I got a day job. I want to be if Labour Left had its own Friendlyjordies. My favourite stand-up show by him was Why John Howard Really Sucked, but Senpai is way funnier than me anyway.
Could be like France and have a prime minister that is a necrophiliac. I love short, sharp, baseless accusations like that just chucked into this show. Yeah, the president of France fucks dead people.
I want to talk about how Labour and Centrelink treat welfare recipients. Holy crap! It's Ernie San!
I suck his dick with a smile for hours at a time.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Self-awareness now occurs to you. What the fuck? Why am I a furry? I hate furries! You don't get to be a person again until you solve my riddles 3. Alright, you betcha. Give him to me. What has 4 legs in the morning, 2... Ha! Let me stop you right there. I am autistic. I had an ancient Egypt face. It's a person. Fuck! Alright, wise guy. Let's look at riddle number 2. I can break, I can be clogged, I can be attacked, I can be given, I can be kept, I can be crushed, yet I can be kept whole at the same time. What am I? A heart? Fuck! You really are the Rizzler. Okay, riddle 3. Solve the Israel-Palestine conflict. What? Solve the Israel-Palestine conflict. You're a stupid fruit bat till you solve the Israel-Palestine conflict. Fuck! Maybe you're right. I'm not touching the Israel-Palestine conflict with a 10-foot pole, or any other poles. I'm in my Volcel era. I have never had sex, and I will never have sex. I don't even jerk off. My name is Hazuki Kokaku, and I'm a creepy old man on the internet.
And you can't stop me.
I guess I should stick to reviewing cartoons, like the Rebel Taxi. My experiments got too serial, and I should stay in my fucking lane. So, as a weeb with an animation degree, I've always loved anime. My favourite ones being the anime with more psychological horror elements, like Puella Magi Madoka Magica or Perfect Blue. And when my kinda weird friend recommended me this one, at first I wasn't sure what to make of it. Look, weebs know what I'm talking about. We've all got that kind of friend I'm talking about, the homie who don't play around about ironically enjoying Boku no Pico Academia, homie who likes cute girls doing cute things a little bit too much. People who unironically enjoy Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I call them Isakayu for a reason. The anime I'm talking about is, of course, Oshi no Ko, directed by Sentai Filmworks and released in the 2023 spring lineup. My spoiler-free synopsis is, of course, this happened to my buddy Eric. Yes, I'm one of those letterboxed guys. Full spoilers for season 1 from here on onwards. Now, I don't just want to sit here and review the series, because I honestly think Oshi no Ko says a lot more about the entertainment industry in a way that's accessible to audiences, both within Japan and abroad. It speaks to the effects it has on the lives of entertainments, the effects of stan culture, and even just the minutiae of what it is to be an entertainer in the first place. With this essay, I want to offer both my opinions on the anime itself and explore the deeper meanings of it. So, let's start off with the plot. So, episode 1 is, well, it has some elements that make it hard to recommend this anime to more casual fans of the medium, but it's a great episode that really sets out what you can expect from the story. In a small rural town, an obstetrician named Goro is working in a hospital. He's a total idol stan and is treating a fellow idol stan, a young cancer patient named Serena. She talks about how much she loves her absolute favourite idol, her bias, Ai Hoshino, the star of the group Bikomachi, and muses on what it would be like to be the child of an idol. Then she tragically passes away, losing her battle to cancer. It's like the Voltaire quote, "To learn who rules over you, learn who you can't criticise. And I, for one, will always protect our overlords, kids with leukemia." One day, years later, Ai Hoshino comes into Goro's office, heavily pregnant with twins. Goro promises to deliver them safely, but right before Ai bears her children, Goro is brutally murdered by an unknown stalker of hers. Now living his second life as Ai's son, Aquamarine, and with all the memories of his life as a doctor, he wishes to watch over the life of his idol in the entertainment world. Then it turns out, his twin sister Ruby reincarnated just like him. The rest of the episode shows Ai's life as an entertainer, the struggles she goes through not earning as much as an idol, her scenes in TV dramas being cut down as to not outshine the main actress, and the kids meeting other children in the industry, notably Kana Arima, or Baking Soda Chan, and the kids being proud of their mama. And then the stalker comes back and fucking murders Ai in cold blood. The rest of the anime is about three main themes: love, lies, and hatred, and how obsession fuels all three. It is also about the twins making their way through the entertainment industry and Aqua's search for his mother's killer. All in all, I enjoyed this anime. I mean, I wouldn't be making this essay if I didn't. The animation is stellar, the music is great, and the characters are easy to love. My favorite character is very much Kana, like she is literally baby, she just like me for real, and if anything happened to Kana Arima, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself, and I am not joking. This anime covers many facets of the Japanese entertainment industry, such as how actors are treated and the misogyny of casting. This is evident in both Memcho and Kana's storylines, where Memcho has to lie about her age, as she spent much of her young adult life working part-time jobs to support her family, only to be too old to be hired when she was finally able to pursue her dreams of being an idol and then going into streaming. It just goes to show, if you can't be a talented idol like the lead singers of Luna, well, you can just be Vorsh, right? Kana, in a similar way, stopped getting hired when she was too old to be a child star, and was only hired in many ventures that ended up being complete flops. This is seen in episodes 4 and 5, where she is hired for a live-action TV drama of the manga I'll Go With Sweet for Today, where she has to star alongside untalented male models and downplay her acting ability as to not stand out too much. There is a great deal of misogyny in the Japanese entertainment industry, and the wider entertainment industry in general. I mean, when you turn 25, you're finally safe from Leonardo DiCaprio. One arc I personally think stands out is, of course, the reality show arc. Aqua is cast to be in a reality show where young Japanese starlets are put on the Bachelor-esque dating show, Love Now, and one of the contestants, Akane Kurakawa, who is generally quite bookish and shy, is one of the least popular contestants. Speaking of The Bachelor, I honestly think the best thing Friendlyjordies can do for Australia's trade unions is going back to making fun of The Bachelor. Too many wankers are getting involved in the unions now. Anyway, she searches herself up online, and like many 17-year-olds, takes the mean things people say about her online to heart. She is perceived as cold and aloof, and generally uninteresting in comparison to her co-star, Yuki Sumi, a popular model. She tries to be a bit more assertive when pursuing one of the boys, and accidentally hits Yuki in the face, leaving a cut on her cheek. Due to the nature of reality shows with frankenbiting and deceptive editing, what's put to air depicts a catfight when in reality, Akane immediately apologizes and hugs Yuki. Because of this, Akane is subject to a flurry of cyberbullying harassment that leads to her making an attempt on her life, where luckily Aqua saves her. Then, the cast manages to get the raw footage of the apology to fix Akane's reputation, which the producers confront Aqua about, and he tells them off.
35だけど茜は17だプロだろうとなんだろうと17歳なんて間違いばっかのクソガキだろう大人がガキ守らなくてどうすんだよ
Now, you might be sitting here with this video essay on in the background while you look at Lay Funny meme on r/Rick and Morty thinking, well, that's all well and good, but why is this show a cinematic masterpiece, or whatever deceptive clickbait title you put in the title to make you silly little monkeys click on this thing? Well, sit your ass down, buckaroo, and I'll tell you. So if you scroll Twitter for 0.3 seconds, you'll probably see some 14-year-old girl post some meme about how much she wants to breastfeed Jimin from BTS. And if you're anything like me, you'll think, where the fuck are your parents, before looking for Skibbity Toilet Rule 34? Or at least before Elon ruined God's website, where else do I go for Skibbity Toilet Rule 34? Fucking Tumblr? But what's the deal with idols? Everyone these days is enthralled by the fantasy of a perfect, skinny, vaguely Asian twink with a perfect skin that's on that white horse on top of the hill. And idol agencies and their talent are very dedicated to preserving that image. That's their job, after all. In K-pop, many idols train for years, even up to 10 years at academies, and this doesn't even guarantee a debut. And trainees are strictly monitored by managers. Even family members require permission from the company to visit them. In such an isolating and competitive environment, it is common for trainees to pass out from exhaustion after long hours of practice and unhealthy dieting. idols are often subject to strict weight ceilings, often encouraging notorious one-meal diets, and many Korean idols often express struggles with eating disorders. Hell, even Western stars struggle with this. As seen in Jeanette McCurdy's autobiography, I'm Glad My Mum Died, where she goes into extensive details about how the stresses of the entertainment industry led to her own battle with both anorexia and bulimia. Rough working conditions are common for idols, such as the infamous case of Minami Minakeshi of AKB48 Team B, who publicly shaved her head to apologize to fans for having a boyfriend. Side note, it doesn't help that most Japanese industries have little in the way of union protections, and you should probably join your union, even if you don't work a high-stakes job like being an idol, especially if you've read Marx. Don't join if you're Zerk on your meat though, it's No Nut November, and this electric sheep dreams of trade unions full of watermelons. Anyway, it's imperative for idols to appear single, to sell the idea to fans that they could date these illustrious idols on screen. The K-pop industry is no stranger to the delusions it causes among fans, and even has a name for the overly infatuated fans. Sasayangs. I think I pronounced that wrong. These fans invest heavily in Korean celebrity success, but also invade their privacy and in extreme cases stage kidnapping attempts. Ultimately, K-pop, J-pop, and Hollywood as a whole is not about selling music, it's about selling a fantasy. This is explored in Oshi no Ko. Ai is murdered by a parasocial Stalker fan, enraged that she fell pregnant, ruining the fantasy that he could have a perfect, pristine idol. Idols are not seen as human. They work to maintain their personas, and if they work to craft the illusion of the perfect star, everything is an act. It's like that Shakespeare quote, if you do on yourself. At least, I think that's how it goes. In the last few episodes of Season 1, when Ruby finally achieves her dream of becoming an idol, Kana's insecurities are explored. Ruby, Memcho, and Kana form a rebooted version of Bikomachi, with Kana as the center, the star of the group, due to her being the strongest singer of the three. Since she was in so many failed ventures as a star, she struggles with an overwhelming sense of self-doubt. She lost opportunities as she got older due to being hard to work with. Again, to throw in another I'm Glad My Mum Died reference, the worst thing you can be labelled with as a child star is non-compliant. She wants to be useful and worth something to her peers and management. She is hardworking, but hard to work with, the hardships of the industry leading her to become quite cold and abrasive in personality. She is self-deprecating and dislikes being the center of attention, even though she is appointed the revived Bikomachi center for her amazing singing ability. She shines brightest when praised for her hard work. Call her useful and she'll work until she bleeds herself dry. This is the temperament of a performer, and this is why she's the most relatable character to me. But between toxic fan cultures, rough working conditions, and the obvious mental health impacts this has on idols, the idols industry still continues to flourish. So it just goes to show that even under capitalism, you are the commodity, and there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. Not even hybrid cow Jimin's breast milk. There is no happy ending, only more show. And the show, much like life itself, doesn't stop. The boulder is forever pushed uphill, even when you're an illustrious idol. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention how obsession is a major theme in this show. As an obsessive-compulsive bitch, I think it's where the show really flourishes. Like I said before, Oshi no Ko delves into love, lies, and hatred, and how obsession fuels all three. Now, I don't think obsession is an inherently bad thing. It's what fuels the ambitions of Ruby Hoshino, who tirelessly spends her show trying to claw her way into the idol industry. To quote that one King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard song, obsession is good for you. But it can turn ugly. Case in point, the stalker who murders Ai in cold blood in episode 1. It's Serena and Gordo's obsession with their favourite idol that gives them a second chance at life as Ruby and Aqua. It's the driving force for all the major characters pushing forward with their careers. It's what fuels Aqua's search for his mother's killer. It's what gets the idols paid. Akane's obsession with the audience's opinions is what drives her to attempt to game end herself. And her obsession with playing the role of Aqua's perfect GF is what spurs her to meticulously study Ai to adopt her new Wednesday personality. It's what entertainers live for. Crowds of obsessed fans, crowds searching for eyes, staring up at them, staring, always staring. Oh, I got a letter from the Eyeball program. Lol, prove yourself, we refuse to induct you into the Eyeball program at this time. Get fucked, sincerely Eyeballs. Well, I'm obsessed with joining the Eyeball cult. It's my one-armed man, my Szechuan sauce. So please like this video if you liked it, and I won't plug my Patreon, but if you want to support this channel, I have an Etsy store. Please give me virtual affirmations so I can make more cartoon reviews with thinly veiled communist agitprop in them. Oshi no Ko is a great anime, despite the lolly bait. with the psychological crime thriller elements, the very real depictions of these young artists' struggles in the entertainment industry, and with the light it shines on the real-life entertainment industry, I have to say it's a must-watch from me. The voice acting is great, the animation is just beautiful, the music is awesome, and the characters are compelling, and I must say, this anime really says a lot about our society. And with that, I've been Sight and Buff, and please do not ask me about my social life because I am a fucking train wreck who cannot handle this panopticon. Smell you later, alligators.